There, it's recording now.
Okay.
So you just mentioned that Steve Mann is doing a wonderful job. So what?
Yeah, I mean, congratulations, Steve, for all the wonderful work you've done on this basin. You know, for decades, I've wondered what is wrong with this basin. Nobody's cleaning it up. And then I see they have the temerity to call it a park, but they never did anything with it.
Let's make our way down to the sculpture, and we'll have our discussion at the sculpture. So if we come down here to the sculpture, we're gonna get everybody gathered around here maybe. Yeah, so I'll say a few words and then so anyway, Bernie Miller was born in 1948, and he lived until 2017 at the age of 69. And so this sculpture has been here. This sculpture was put in here in 1986. This is a very important piece of art. This is like really my favorite sculpture in the city. It's a beautiful work of very clever, genius art. It really asks a lot of deep questions about technology and society and acoustics and sound and silence. And well, it's kind of a long story about the details of it, because there's the sound funnel here, which you can talk into, and then also there's sort of an artistic element that connects us to technology. It's like sort of speaking to sort of Soviet era communications and both dystopias and utopias. You know, it's sort of a conceptual piece, I guess, largely, but it also was an aquasculpture as a fountain. And so when he was 38 years old, roughly, in 1986, he put this in here, and it ran beautifully for about 31 years until 2017 when he died, and then it was left derelict. And so it's been left to rot, left to decay. And I've been trying to get the city to save it. I've been trying to get people to save the sculpture and recondition it, but they've taken the position. I've heard people say they just want to tear it out, remove it, get rid of it. There just isn't that much interest in preserving it. So I've been trying to contact somebody who might care about it. So I finally was able to contact Bernie Miller's wife, Jeanne Randolph, and so for the last 9 years, this sculpture has just been in a state of decay, and it's very important to us because it's a significant piece. Bernie Miller graduated from OCA in 1974, and he does a lot of stuff with technology, industrial materials, relation to society and the urban environment. And this sculpture is very important because it not only speaks to the urban environment, but also symbolizes what this basin used to be. You see, this basin used to be a shipping port for maple leaf. And there used to be big grain silos here, and the ships used to come in. You see, and then they built this bridge across and closed it off and made it into the basin. It used to not be a basin, and now that it's a basin, you see the Bernie Miller sculpture speaks to the silos that were here. So those are little miniatures of the grain silos that used to be here to represent or echo the past. It's a very important part to our link and to our heritage. It's probably one of the most important pieces in the city of Toronto that connects us to the water. It's very important that we connect to the water, and let me explain why Bernie Miller's work is so important. It's not just another sculpture that can go to rot and be torn down, but yet more importantly, it's our connection to the waterfront, because it is a waterfront sculpture. And the reason it's important is because the waterfront, you know, Toronto is the biggest city on the Great Lakes, and it's home. The Great Lakes hold 1/5 of the world's freshwater. 21% of the world's freshwater, a little more than 1/5 of it. And Toronto is also the capital of Ontario, which is home to Lake Superior, which holds about 1/10 of the world's freshwater. It's the world's largest freshwater lake by surface area. So in some sense, Toronto, being the biggest city on the Great Lakes, is water capital, freshwater capital of the world. It's really important to us. And we've let our waterfront go to rot. For the most part, the whole waterfront is in a state of decay. The safety ladders are falling down. Everything's in a state of decay. And Peter Street Basin is a beautiful, important piece because it is really the northernmost reach of the lake into the city. It actually comes in further. Like if you look on Queens Quay here, this is the only one north of it, the only piece of the lake north of Queens Quay. And there's talk of, you know, the city wanted to tear down the sculpture and fill in the basin. And I've been saying the city has a duty, especially to persons with disabilities who have no access to the lake right now. People with disabilities, there's no way to get into the lake. And so what I wrote a Peter Street Basin master plan, and the idea was to say that this is clean, calm, quiet water, and its access. It should give people water access. And so this is a beautiful place because it gives people clean, calm, and quiet, meditative, contemplative water access. And so that's extremely important to have water access. And so this is a beautiful place. And some kind soul put these beautiful stainless steel railings here, which are absolutely marvelous. It looks like something you'd find in front of a 5-star hotel. Or like a big, it's just beautiful. And so the rest of the basin needs to keep, the city wants it to neglect, but we've been cleaning it up. I found this pool under a garbage dump, like I described in the master plan. I said I found a pool hidden under a garbage dump, and the pool is connected to the lake. And so we cleaned for the last 3.5 years, pulling bag after bag of garbage, thousands of pounds of garbage out of here. And after the last 3 years, we started, just jokingly, we said, I want to get it clean enough to go paddling in here. But actually, we got it even clean enough to go swimming. It meets swimming standards for cleanliness now. So we've very successful team. Thank you to all the volunteers who've joined the Peter Street Basin volunteer cleanup crew to help clean this up. Because, I mean, over the years, the city has promised to clean it up, and various other people have attempted to clean it up. But it was more theoretical and analyzing the garbage and counting little pieces of stuff. But in terms of just getting in here and cleaning it up, we built robots to clean it up. We built surface robots. We built autonomous machines to clean it up. We built submarines to get in there and clean it up. But at the end of the day, all these technologies have come down to just simple primitive cleanup procedures. And so now our attention turns to the restoration of this very important piece of sculpture. This is not just another sculpture, but it is our link to the lake, because it's this waterfront sculpture that stands at the northernmost extreme point of our connection to the lake, right in the heart of the city. Now, having said that, and it's called the Molson Aqua Sculpture. So I contacted Molson. I've been trying to get in touch with Molson for years, and they've had no interest in it whatsoever. I just haven't been able to find anybody. So I said, hey, Molson, it's Miller time. And so it's time to celebrate Bernie Miller. Maybe it should have been Miller High Life instead of Molson that sponsored this, because, you know, we're not getting anywhere with Molson. So anyway, so now, here's I turn an important page in this story, because I thought this sculpture was dead. I thought there's no hope, I'm not getting anywhere. But then I discovered that Jeanne Randolph is the wife of Bernie Miller, and she's a very wonderful artist. She's one of the world's top leading thinkers in terms of art history and art theory. And so I came across her work sort of also, like, she had this beautiful piece of artwork of photographs. She photographed all the telephone booths in Manitoba and did this beautiful piece. Absolutely very moving. If you've ever looked at those photos, I was just in tears looking at them. It's just so beautiful at the end of a certain era that we all know of the phone booth, and it's kind of this wonderful, very moving piece. And so to realize that she is connected to Bernie Miller, I thought, my God, we have some hope here. And so Jeanne Randolph is probably like one of the foremost cultural theorists, and some of her works include COVID Card Game, very thought-provoking piece, some absolutely very deep intellectual pieces. And she came to Canada with the draft dodgers on the Vietnam War, and she's writing and art critic. And she came to Canada, and after she met Bernie, she was writing and doing art criticism. And in 1983, she invented a new field of research called fictocriticism. And as the founder of this new field of research, she has a lot to say about art history. Like she's a very accomplished artist. I really respect her work. I respect and admire her work, and I think many of us do. So whatever she has to say, I think we want to listen to what she has to say, because she has a lot of depth, and her work should be celebrated as well. She's got 5 books on contemporary Canadian culture, and she has some amazing photo works at Paul Petro Gallery. She's a wonderful photographer. Just like her photos are so deep and powerful. Like you look at her work and it's very moving. And so I want to I want to say that I'm really honored that she came here to help us with this effort, and it's fantastic. So if you could say a few words to this group, that would be fantastic.
Well, it's I cannot tell you how significant it is that Bernie's work is being recognized. To speak to Bernie's work first, he and I were comrades. He believed that a sculpture, and he has sculptures in one on False Creek in Vancouver, 2 sculptures in Winnipeg, one of which is a monument to the 1919 general strike. The only monument that we know of in North America that is a monument to labor and not a monument to a guy on a horse.
Well said.
Bernie was committed to sculpture that reflects the history and the material life of the site in which the sculpture is placed. And at the time that the sculpture was installed, with, I must say, ridiculous hoopla by Molson, this waterfront was not the condo haven that you see now. It was desolate, and it was very clear that unlike the waterfront in Chicago on Lake Michigan, Torontonians didn't realize what a beautiful site they had. Let me say, though, Bernie's work was always politically informed as well as deeply art historically informed by constructivism. And this piece is called Learn to Throw Your Voice, and that has political connotations. The fact that he honored the now I'm forgetting the term for these
The what?
the
Silos.
the silos, for heaven's sakes.
Yeah, the fact that he memorialized
He
what was
memorialized the origins of industry on the lake here, and his sculpture, from a formal point of view, if you will see, that element on the roof that's looking out to the lake. He always wanted his works to be destabilized rather than an ornament that sticks in front of a building. He wanted a work that activated the mind and consciousness, and that's why you see that his work is very much like a collage, rather than a stable object that's just sitting there.
It's like words in a sentence.
It's it's like a complex in a way, or a constellation, a collage, an assortment, and every piece is supposed to activate what is around it. But you have to, this is another important factor for Bernie, the viewer has to make some connections and interpret. You're not going to get it if it's just a pretty object sitting there.
That's what I love about this piece, is that it gets us to think about the politics of a voice. Like it's that powerful notion of not having a voice, like water has no voice. And what Bernie did is give water a voice, like he's given our waterfront a voice. In some sense, the sculpture is symbolic of our turmoil with the waterfront and the political neglect and everything. And so it almost, I hate to think, but it almost seems that I think some people might be kind of bothered by a sculpture that's so good. Like in some sense, it's almost too good. like it's not sufficiently mediocre to be loved
Oh,
by everyone.
sadly, I hear you. This was a way of life for Bernie and me. Fuck mediocrity.
Yes, this is a beautiful piece. So one of the things that I wanted to try to do is to try to clean it up a little bit because it looks really squalid. And so one of the things I wanted to try to do today is to just clean it up a little bit without changing anything, without modifying anything, just tidy it up a little bit. Like I've checked all the wires. So I went in here with a voltmeter and I measured every single wire and there's nothing that's live. In fact, I found the other end of that conduit is actually disconnected. There's no electricity to it anymore. So in our restoration, they actually, when they built this building, there's a conduit. There's a number 6 wire going under. It's got a red, a black, a white, and a ground. And it's a 240 volt, 50 amp or 60 amp service or something of that sort. That went underneath in a conduit, and there used to be a breaker panel over there when this was actually a 3-story building, but when that was demolished and rebuilt, the conduit was lost. So our only hope of recovering it is to use the lighting. There's lighting here, which I believe is 347 volts, so I believe it would be possible to get a 347 volt to 120 transformer and get this thing energized again in the future. So there is hope to be able to restore it. And so but it's in a state of squalor, so what I thought we'd maybe do now is just tidy it up a little bit, if nothing more than a symbolic gesture that makes it not look so squalid, so that people will give it the respect that it deserves. But we have to be careful not to change anything or alter anything.
Very cool.
So we've got garbage bags. I've got lots of garbage bags. We can gather up garbage, we can clean it up, and we can do our best here. And then, thank you. So let's a big round of applause here for our wonderful artist here, who is, yeah. And let's get a group selfie with our wonderful artist here.
Yeah.
All right. Yes.
Is art in the background?
Yeah, let's see if we can get, well, firstly I want to get one with the sun, because that will be this way. Of course, unfortunately it won't have the art, and then we'll get one more with the art.
That beautiful corner there.
Yeah.
It should be lit up. That beautiful.
Yeah, there's a light inside there.
There's a light in there.
And inside what?
Yeah, there's glass, there's glass block there, and I look, there's a spotlight. It's a reflector, it's a parabolized aluminum reflector lamp in there shining inside, and it should be glowing and lit up, but it needs electricity for that to happen, which I think we can get electricity from these lights because they're close here. I think that's our answer to getting this thing powered up again.
And the thing on top, you said there was a pump.
Yeah, well, there's the pump right there. You can see the pump right there.
Yeah, and it came out on top.
There might have been a water feature. I'm not sure that it came out the top though.
No, there is a water feature. It comes out here. See, you can
Yeah.
see these basins here.
Oh, it would come, it would slide
Yeah, there's.
down and then come into the basin. You know his piece at City Hall? I mean, across from Roy Thompson Hall.
Yeah. It's beautiful. That piece at Roy. I love that piece at Roy Thompson Hall. That's fantastic.
Like that's another example of
It's well maintained too.
by the water feature.
It's pretty big. You can't miss
Yeah.
it.
It's right in front of Roy Thompson Hall. I got some nice pictures of it too.
So they were very aware of it and would talk about it. And I would come to meetings here and they would talk about the sculpture. They were well aware of it. And Yeah, that's true. They didn't really, but they're sort of saying, "Oh, you should do this or that," and then personnel changes, and the lady left, and
Well,
they
the
moved somewhere
power
else and all
plant
this sort of
has
stuff.
really dropped the ball.
Oh yeah.
That is,
Yeah.
and they're an art institute.
They have to leave now, but they're here from a hackathon. They came out to support, in support of this effort, and
They're finalists as well, so they're like, you know.
Oh
That's
my
pretty cool.
goodness.
Yeah.
so if we can get tech leaders behind this movement, we can definitely fix this sculpture
Yeah.
because we've got all the technical
Yes,
know-how
yeah,
that we need for
you do.
is what I'm going to do is I'm going to tidy this up. So I'm going to push these in because I know how to get to the other side of that.
Right.
I can easily get them back out if I need to.
Well, where the heck was this? What is this box doing here?
Well, this box is the breaker panel for this sculpture.
Was it under this thing or?
Yeah, I'm going to put it back neatly because it looks messy now with all these wires hanging out, right? So what I was going to try and do is just tidy it up a little bit so it doesn't look unsightly. Because when it looks squalid, people start throwing garbage. Like,
Yeah, people don't know that it's.
people don't know it's a valuable piece of art. They think it's junk. And so what happened, like there was dog droppings all over here because people
Oh
were,
my gosh,
their
of
dogs
course,
defecate
of
and they don't
course.
bother cleaning it because they don't think it's art. They think
Yeah.
it's junk, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this like that, and I'm going to put it neatly against the wall here like this so that it looks tidy. And there's this mining cable. This is an AC90 Tech mining cable connected to this box. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this over here against the wall so it just looks a little neater,
Yes.
right? And then I'm going to grab some steel wire here and I'm going to tie it shut
Oh my goodness.
so it has a tidy appearance to it. So when people come by, they don't see, it doesn't look like a pile of junk.
Somehow.
Well, it's not operational, but at least it's not messy.
To people who don't know.
At least it's not messy.
Exactly.
And so I've got this steel wire here, and I'm just going to pull out some of this wire here, and then I'm going to break it off by fatiguing it back and forth. So,
Oh my goodness.
oh, thank you for coming.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you again, Steve.
Thank you for
all
coming.
your passion and work.
Yeah,
Really
yeah.
appreciate it.
yeah. And I appreciate you coming out like this on such a cold, miserable day. So Jeanne, what I'm doing is I'm just tying this box closed
Sure.
so it's not hanging, because otherwise the guts of this are all hanging out in the rain,
Yeah.
and it's not good for the, it's not good for anything to get water into all that. And even if we're going to replace it, I'll probably replace this panel. I'd probably replace this panel, but I'm just going to tie it shut like this. Learn to throw your voice. So now see that box look a little bit neater now, right?
That sure does.
And then I'm going to put this,
Well, that was supposed to, yeah, right.
that goes here. So I can tie that on there.
It was on there.
Yeah,
You get it? Okay, can I?
yeah, I can tie it on there with wire. We'll just, if we just keep it, let's see, I'm gonna take some wire here and tie it on there so it looks tidy. It's going to take more time to fix it, but the least we can do.
People read it as taken care of when
Yeah.
it's not messy.
When art is cared for,
Yeah.
people are less likely to throw more garbage and have their dogs defecate on it. Now, this is just hanging by that, but I think if I put this through here, I'm going to put this through here like that. I'm going to put this through here. I'm going to put this through here. And then I'm going to put that on like that.
Ooh la la. Okay.
and I'm going to tie it on like this. At least then it just gives it a neat appearance. Yeah, there's a plaque over there. There's a brass plaque.
I better go look at the plaque.
There's a plaque here, right?
Yeah.
And the plaque says,
Jeanne, I sent you some photos of this plaque as well.
Commemorate.
You did.
to
Yeah.
commemorate Molson's 200th anniversary, dedicated August 9th, 1986. How did Molson's come into it in the first place?
Well, they were the ones that commissioned this piece originally.
They had a jury. Oh, that was an interesting situation. They had a jury,
Yeah.
and there were, I think, 9 or only 6 contestants. One of the persons on the jury was Philip Monk when he was still at the AGO,
Right.
briefly. And there were some kind of shenanigans where an architect submitted an idea for a piece, and it wasn't art, it was like a light show.
Okay.
And the architect, blah, 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 and
So the water features.
Yeah, so you can see here, this is the top tier. So, Ed,
No.
this is the top tier right here, this slot here. It comes out here, and it goes down to this one, and then it goes down to that one, and then it goes over to here and into this basin here, right?
yeah.
So,
Okay, I didn't realize that. Okay.
and then so to restore this,
So it's
we need.
quite an animated thing.
Oh, it's a
Lights.
beautiful piece.
Sculpture.
Right, it's an aqua, of course, yeah. And so it's got water and lighting all involved. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's a magnificent piece. It's a real
Yeah.
work of a beautiful marvel of art and engineering.
1986, yeah, so it's been
And
just about 40
9 years. It's been down for 9. It was up for 31 years running,
Yeah.
and then it's been dead for 9 years. When
9
they-
years. Oh.
Okay, okay.
but it's not hard to restore. Like this is the pump here.
Oh, okay.
So I'd be happy to get a new pump in here because I know
And
how
what
to do
is-
that.
And that pumps, is this a pond? What's all
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a
true.
pond.
This is a pond, okay.
See, the water goes from there down to here, and then into this pond, and then this pump recirculates the water to the top. So what I need to do is if we can get electricity to here, I can fix it.
Holy shit.
Everything I can take care of everything. I just need
know
to get
you
electricity to
can.
here somehow.
I believe you can.
And the breaker panel's on the second floor of this building here. I know where the breaker is to these
Yeah.
lights, and it's 347 volts, and I have a transformer from 347 to 120. That's easy.
Okay.
And so everything is easy.
Oh my
I don't
God.
think it's easy to you.
The only thing that we need is to
That's not
somehow
so easy to me, but that's okay.
Yeah,
The-
That's all right. Leave it to him.
I've been shocked before, Steve.
Yeah, I'll leave that to you, Steve, but that's
You
great.
know, I'd forgotten about this. Is so ironic.
So this would be quite neat if you
This
had a...
is Manitoba Tyndallstone.
yes. This is beautiful, you know.
It's beautiful stuff.
Oh,
It's
Yeah.
just magical.
wow.
Everything about this sculpture is really well
Oh,
thought
Yeah,
out.
so this sculpture, tell me again what it is.
It's Manitoba Tyndallstone, and these are the tracks left by creatures from the
Wow.
Cenozoic
So,
era.
these are like fossil
Yeah, yeah.
remains.
Yeah.
Fossilized stone.
Yeah, so if it was cleaned up and lit up and had water running, it would really be quite...
Oh, it would be marvelous.
He was a
Quite a
fucking
thing, yeah.
genius.
Yeah, he was amazing. And it's just, we just need to find how to get electricity to this pump. And I'll put a new pump in here because that's
Oh,
easy. I
yeah.
got lots of pumps
Oh
around my
my
house because I
gosh.
build sculptures.
And then
I'm a
this-
sculptor
obviously this
myself,
was
right?
a
I make
light.
water
Amazing.
sculptures.
This
Well,
was an underwater light, was it? That
probably.
Yes, that's an underwater light, but it's broken, so we need. That's easy. We can get a new light. That's easy. We can. It's just
is
the.
that the permanent spotters that have been moved there?
Well, this is just a.
Oh, it has...
So there's a lamp housing here, right? So that's easy. That's simple. That's easy.
Well, fuck yeah, I went in too deep. You good? It's not too bad.
Oh, my socks are still in.
But yeah, I would not want to be in here for another minute. Let's go, Chris. That was very impressive.
All right.
Stuff, okay, get me dry.
Cold
Get
plunge.
you dry. Nice. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Wow, you're going low. Wow. Very good. Yeah, don't let go. Good stuff, bro. Yeah, yeah. Very nice, very nice. Very good, very good, very good.
Yeah.
Get dry, bro. Get dry.
Oh.
Get dry.
Oh my God.
Alright, you're right. Let's go.
And then here you
All
got
the
the
way
CN
in.
Tower in the background.
Oh, CN
That's
Tower.
great,
Perfect,
yeah.
perfect.
Beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Sky dome, everything, you know?
Go, Gina, go. Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. Wow, that's pretty deep.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
We'll just be like swimming.
he goes for long swims.
You have actually trained.
Okay. I'm just going to go for a short.
Yeah, yeah. Very good, very good.
Just